Jason Statham was never the kind of celebrity who flaunted his name on every project he touched. When he invested in a small, upscale restaurant tucked in the heart of London, he kept it quiet. The place, called Steel and Time, had no flashy signage, no paparazzi waiting outside, and certainly no hint that one of the most recognizable action stars in the world was its silent partner. To the staff and patrons, it was just a classy spot known for its steak, its modern industrial decor, and its tight-knit team. Jason had visited the restaurant a few times after hours or during quiet weekdays, slipping in and out unnoticed. But on this particular Thursday evening, he chose to show up unannounced. No entourage. No warning. Just Jason in a hoodie, jeans, and a black cap pulled low. He had a long-standing belief: if you want to know how a place really runs, you walk in when no one expects you. As he pushed through the door, the warm scent of rosemary and sizzling meat hit him. The dim lighting and soft jazz created a peaceful ambience. The front-of-house staff was busy, greeting guests, setting tables, passing wine lists with practiced ease. No one noticed him at first. That was exactly what he wanted. Jason took a few casual steps inside, nodding to the hostess, who offered a polite smile, not recognizing him in the low light. But just as he moved past the entrance toward the bar, something stopped him cold. A voice. Low. Choked. Then a soft sob. It was coming from the hallway that led to the staff-only area. Jason turned his head instinctively. Another muffled voice, harsh this time. A man's voice. Sharp and scolding. Then another sniffle, a stammered apology. Without thinking, Jason veered off course and followed the voices. A sharp left past the wine rack, down the corridor. He paused just before the swinging kitchen door and listened. You think your little tears are going to fix your mistakes? Table 14 has been waiting for over 20 minutes. This isn't a charity, Maya, the man snapped. I'm sorry, sir, I was just trying to help in the back because, the young woman's voice cracked, clearly trying not to cry harder. Jason recognized that tone. It wasn't just a frustrated manager giving a pep talk. It was something more vicious: humiliation and intentional cruelty. He quietly pushed the kitchen door open and stepped in. Inside, a middle-aged man in a vest and tie loomed over a petite young waitress who was wiping her eyes with the sleeve of her white work shirt. She looked no older than 22. Jason could see the redness in her face, the trembling in her hands. The man turned sharply at the sound of the door. Excuse me, staff only, he began, but his voice faltered the second he got a good look. Jason lowered his hood and took off his cap. The kitchen froze. Evening, Jason said evenly, locking eyes with the man. Didn't mean to interrupt. The chef at the far end dropped his ladle. A sous chef whispered something inaudible to the dishwasher. Maya, the waitress, stared wide-eyed. The man in the vest swallowed hard. Mr. Statham. I didn't expect. No, you didn't, Jason said, stepping forward slowly. I prefer it that way. He looked at Maya, who now seemed mortified, like she was about to apologize for being seen vulnerable. Jason raised a hand gently to stop her before she could say a word. I heard enough out there to know this wasn't a one-off, he said, never looking away from the man. You've been running things while I've been busy with film sets. And what I just heard isn't how we treat people here. Not in this kitchen. Not anywhere. The manager stammered. It was just a minor. Minor? Jason interrupted. This young lady's working her tail off, probably on minimum wage, and you're making her cry in front of the team? The room was dead silent. Even the flames from the grill seemed quieter. Jason exhaled slowly and turned to Maya. You all right? He asked gently. She nodded, overwhelmed, not sure whether to smile or cry again. Jason turned back to the man. Hand over your staff key card. Now. The man hesitated for a second too long. Now, Jason repeated, voice lower, sterner. The man took the card from his pocket and handed it over, hands shaking. You can leave through the back. HR will follow up tomorrow. "You're done here." Without a word, the man turned and walked out, his pride shattered. Jason stood there for a moment, then clapped his hands once. "All right. We've got a dinner service to finish, yeah," he said, turning to the stunned staff. A murmur of agreement spread through the room. The energy shifted instantly. Jason put a hand on Maya's shoulder. "Take a break. Get some water. You're not alone in here." She nodded, eyes misty but smiling. Before he left the kitchen, Jason looked back and said, "No one here is just a server or just a cook. You're the soul of this place. If someone forgets that again, I want to hear about it before anyone cries." He stepped out and returned to the dining area, blending into the crowd, ordering nothing, just watching from a corner. That night, every staff member moved a little taller. And Maya? She finished her shift with more confidence than she'd ever had, and a quiet fire in her eyes that said she now knew someone powerful had her back. And word got around. Not just about Jason Statham owning the restaurant, but about how, when no one was looking, he showed up and changed everything with just a few words.